Right now at noon, an uptick in fatalities on I-44 has authorities urging drivers to take proper precautions when out on the road.
And we've got a nice fall day out there for us. It's going to be a little warmer tomorrow, even warmer into the weekend, and then there's rain chances. Look at that forecast. It's coming up.
Plus, the Southeast Kansas shelter may soon have to close its doors.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, an increase in the number of fatal crashes on I-44 is drawing concerns from local authorities. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Snowy. Now, the concern comes as roads will soon become busier with the holiday season. The Joplin Police Department is just one agency who might respond to a fatal crash on I-44. Between January to October 2022, JPD responded to just one fatal crash on that roadway. In 2023, during that same time frame, they responded to 3. In 2024, that number was up to 4. These fatal crash scenes leave a lasting impact on first responders and witnesses alike.
It really makes you consider, and it really makes you want to go home and hug your family, because you never know when you're not going to get to.
Authorities say when driving, it's important to put your phone down, slow down, and pay attention. Tonight on KOAM News, Samantha Walker will have a special report on the impacts fatal crashes have on I-44 and how they affect those involved and the steps you can take to avoid them. Well, 2 Carthage residents die in a crash on I-49 near Jasper. The crash happened yesterday afternoon when a driver was traveling southbound on the highway. They fell asleep at the wheel, almost coming to a stop. That vehicle was then rear-ended by a pickup truck at highway speeds. There were 4 people in the passenger car, and 2 were taken to the Joplin hospitals and 2 died at the scene. The driver of the pickup was not injured. Now let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
We've got an absolutely beautiful day out there. Of course, temperatures a bit on the cool side, but that's how it's supposed to be for November. Live look from MoDOT camera 20th and Rangeline in Joplin, and you can see nothing in the sky at all, just folks here on the ground level doing what they do on a Thursday. Looking great from our camera downtown Pittsburgh as well. Of course, this morning they hung up those Christmas decorations. Very neat to see them do that, and they look very nice out there today. 46 is where we started yesterday. 65 is where we made it. So again, staying above average out there, and that's going to continue to be a trend for a little while. Not too far from normal though today. 56 in Joplin right now, 52 in Pittsburgh, and of course further south and west a little warmer. We got 62 in Newada, Sedan, 60 in Bonita. The rest of us are, for the most part, in the mid to upper 50s across the region. We will eventually begin to fall back through the 40s and low 40s by 11 o'clock tonight, ahead of lows near normal, back into the upper 30s tonight. And then we're going to start to warm up for our for our Friday, and well, Saturday too, with some rain chances coming in by Sunday night. The latest on that in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, changes are coming to the Wesley House in Pittsburgh this week, impacting what services are offered. The Wesley House is an outreach ministry of the First United Methodist Church in Pittsburgh. It helps provide resources for individuals and families who may be struggling, especially for the homeless population. But a sign has been posted on the center's door announcing that several of its services will no longer be offered starting tomorrow. The Wesley House will no longer be providing breakfast, lunch, showers, laundry, or day shelter services to the community. The executive director says they have been warning people who come to the Wesley House about the change for weeks now. Those who both volunteer and use the Wesley House say now is an important time for other community members to step up. A local shelter that has long been a lifeline for people in need is now calling on the community for help. Safe Haven Outreach Mission in Parsons, Kansas, known for providing support for the homeless, says it's facing an unprecedented financial crisis. Due to rising cost of living and a lack of sufficient funding, the shelter is struggling to cover basic expenses. Leaders at Safe Haven say if they don't receive immediate assistance, they might be forced to close their doors for good.
We're doing everything we can do. It's just we rely on God to put it on people's hearts to make the money come through, and that's either not happening right now, or it's happening very slowly, or people just don't have the money to give.
Brown says they're living month to month and they'll need about 10 grand to keep the doors open. Well, the 12th annual Empty Bowls fundraiser takes place today. The event, sponsored by Watered Gardens in Joplin, raises money to help feed the hungry in the community. Now, for a minimum $25 donation, people can enjoy a bowl of soup, keep the handcrafted bowl, and help raise money for a good cause. And another way you can help feed the hungry in our area is through our Feed the 4 States campaign. Now, this year we've teamed up with Extreme Power Sports Auto Center in Webb City to help collect those non-perishable food items that you donate. You can simply use this QR code for information on how and where you can donate to help feed the 4 states. Well, the KOAM Nation has reached a resolution relating to the television show Tulsa King and its depiction of the tribe. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more.
Saw the episode, we were shocked.
Shocked. That's how Weena Supernaw of KOAM Nation felt when she saw the way the tribe was portrayed in an episode of the television show Tulsa King.
Dismayed when the episode aired and reflected us in such a disparaging light. We took offense not only as a small tribal nation, but also all tribal nations.
Season 2, Episode 4 of Tulsa King aired last month and introduced characters from the KOAM Nation who were depicted as being involved in a criminal conspiracy relating to marijuana and wind energy. KOAM Nation says they were not given a chance to approve or reject the use of the tribe's name.
We all looked at each other and said, did you give him permission to use the KOAM Nation's name? Did you? And of course, none of us had.
KOAM Nation put out a statement addressing the issue, and they were contacted by Taylor Sheridan, who's listed as an executive producer of the show, and his team. Production from the Tulsa King apologized, and they had a productive conversation with the KOAM Nation, resolving the issue.
They have come to us with great sincerity, and we've accepted that apology.
Going forward, she hopes this encourages open dialogue about allowing Native American voices to tell their own story.
The need for ongoing dialogue and sensitivity to Native American issues and the way in which we are portrayed in Hollywood or film and media at large. You know, we're not relics in a museum from the 1800s.
Reporting in Quapaw, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Following this incident, KOAM Nation encourages writers and producers to learn more about the KOAM Nation and its history. Well, coming up, marijuana users in Missouri will soon see a drop in prices after a court ruling bans the stacking of marijuana sales. And later, we're making sausage sheet pan supper in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Baxter Springs announces it has an interim police chief. Jimmy Hamilton was sworn in Tuesday night during the city council meeting. The move follows Brian Henderson stepping down as the Baxter Springs chief of police to focus on his new role as Cherokee County Sheriff-elect. Hamilton says Henderson will stay on with the department through the end of December. The Neosho, Missouri Fire Department receives funding for equipment courtesy of the Newton County Public Safety Grant. The grant for just over $10,000 will go toward the purchase of an extractor washer and dryer for Neosho Fire Station Number 2. The washer-dryer combo is intended to ensure hazardous contaminants accumulated during emergency responses are effectively removed. Well, marijuana users in Missouri will soon see a drop in prices. A Missouri appeals court ruled the stacking of marijuana sales taxes is unconstitutional, potentially saving cannabis customers millions. Sharmella Dell reports on the timing and how much customers could save.
The ruling comes after this lawsuit filed by a dispensary owner who argued that allowing a county and a city within that county to both tax marijuana sales goes against state law.
It is important to understand that government will tend to collect as much tax as it possibly can. So it's refreshing to see the courts rein local government in and let them know that they're not able to double tax.
After Missouri passed the legalization of recreational marijuana in 2022, governments raced to cash in. Some cities approved a 3% tax on marijuana sales. Some counties put a 3% tax on marijuana sales. In some cases, both a county and a city in that county were taxing sales. On Tuesday, that came to an end. Missouri Court of Appeals agreed with the lawsuit, saying the stacking of the taxes would lead to unfair high taxes for buyers.
This court decision is going to save Missouri customers about $3 million each and every month. So it's a significant increase. That is money back into customers' pockets.
Here in the Ozarks, Christian County and Ozark have both been taxing pot sales.
The Missouri Department of Revenue, I expect, will notify local jurisdictions to cease collecting the 6% tax. The interesting question is, how will they return the unconstitutionally collected tax? The Department of Revenue should return it to the retailers, and the retailers should return it to their customers.
Well, still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Watch out, One Pot Meals. There's some new competition in town that's ready to give you a run for your money.
And we're tracking warmer temperatures as we head up into the weekend, and then we've got those rain chances. Look at your forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So, of course, it's a bit on the cool side out there, even though we've got plentiful sunshine, but that's because it's November. It's supposed to be this way, and we're doing quite nicely in terms of somewhat average temperatures today. Let's take a look outside. That's our camera in downtown Pittsburgh, and it is looking great. Clear skies overhead, plentiful sunshine, a beautiful afternoon so far, and that's how the rest of this evening is going to be as well. As we head through the afternoon and evening hours, we'll have calm winds out there and temperatures gradually falling back through the 50s, 60s by 5, and then overnight they'll really start to come back down, and they'll be much closer to normal as we head into tomorrow morning as we go upper 30s across the region. And as we head into our Friday, the only change, well, there's two changes. One, winds will pick up just a little out of the southeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and temperatures climbing. So keep in mind, we're in the low mid 50s now. We're expecting to be low mid 60s 24 hours from now, so about 10 degrees warmer, and that's going to continue as we head into the weekend. Friday, though, still plentiful sunshine, not much going on out there, not much to worry about for us. Now we head into Saturday. Saturday is going to lie to you a little bit, because as we go through the day, we're going to start going partly to even mostly cloudy skies by late afternoon and evening, and it may look like, may even feel like with this southerly wind, that it's going to rain. It's not going to on Saturday. So if you have things to do on Saturday, you can still get them done. It will be warm again, though. This is 5 o'clock Saturday. Mid 60s, upper 60s. Bartlesville, maybe even at 71, so even some low 70s out there Saturday for us. We head into Sunday. We'll start the day initially with some clear skies, or at least partly cloudy skies, and then the clouds will make a return ahead of incoming rain chances. Our camera, 7th and range line, it's just another view of the blue skies out there, completely clear, looks fantastic. 56 in Joplin right now with a northwest breeze at 6 miles an hour. Over in Pittsburgh, again, of course, clear skies, 52, winds are calm. Beautiful day out there. And again, temperatures across the entire region, not bad. Further south and west, you're a little warmer, so you get 62, Sedan, Newada, 60 in Veneta. But most of us are in the mid to upper 50s out there. Again, save Pittsburgh, sitting a little cooler than the rest of us. But still, not bad whatsoever. So for the rest of today, upper 50s, low 60s out there for our highs with those clear skies. Calm winds continue into tonight. And as we mentioned, seasonably cold temperatures going back into the upper 30s. Tomorrow, almost the same thing, just a little warmer. Upper 60s, maybe even a couple of low 70s with that southeast wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And we're getting to the next 10 days. And that's what I want to talk to you about. So again, the warm up continues through the weekend. Rain chances by late Sunday, overnight and into Monday. Even some thunderstorms are possible by Monday, something we'll keep an eye on for you. Then we get to Tuesday. Tuesday, the high is going to be 60, about where we should be, a degree warmer. But look at these lows after that. Upper 20s, low 30s, highs, low 40s, upper 50s, and slight rain chances Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You've heard the word snow getting tossed around. I know you have. It's been popping up more than once here lately. We are not looking at any kind of significant winter storm or anything crazy like that as we head into next week. Because, again, during the daytime, yeah, it's going to be chilly. It's going to be below normal. But it's going to be warm enough that anything that falls will be rain. And if the rain showers do continue into the overnight, the most we're looking at is a rain-snow mix or some light flurries. So right now, the worst we're seeing is maybe some slick spots on our morning commutes next week, but we're not anticipating any kind of major winter storm or anything crazy like that. So don't panic at this point. I'm sure later this winter we'll have a panic point, but this is not one of those times.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making sausage sheet pan supper in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Howard is sharing his recipe for sausage sheet pan supper in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
For years, one-pot meals have been super popular since they allow us to throw everything in one pot while they do their thing. That means less cleanup and less hassles. But now there's a new trend that's sweeping the country. It's called sheet pan suppers. The principle is basically the same, but since everything gets cooked on a sheet pan, it cooks faster. Let me show you what I mean. We start by combining some olive oil with a packet of Italian dressing mix and a touch of pepper. Once that's mixed, we add in some creamer potatoes that we've cut in half, along with a chunked up onion and some fresh green beans that we've trimmed. And we dump that on a sheet pan. After baking it for about 15 minutes, we take it out and place a pound or so of Italian sausage that we've cut into chunks onto the same pan, and back into the oven it goes. When everything is cooked through and all the flavors mesh together, it's done. Come dinner time, all we have to do is set the pan on the table and let everyone dig in. And since it has our meat, veggie, and potato all on one pan, just think how easy cleanup will be. To get the recipe, all you have to do is go to our website and type in sausage sheet pan supper. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a trendy new way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe on KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, so we've got ourselves a near average day today, upper 50s, low 60s, a little warmer into the weekend. Rain late Sunday into Monday with some thunderstorm chances. Arctic blast still on tap for Tuesday afternoon. We're going to get cold, we're going to rain, and if we see any snow, I promise at this point it doesn't look like it's going to add up to much. But of course, we'll keep you updated.
Take Arctic blast out of his vocabulary.
I think we do. That sounds like a plan. What do you have for us later on, Dale?
A lot's coming up at 5. For starters, it's not a clinical or medical diagnosis, but many people might relate to what's being called digital dementia. Yeah, research suggests the constant and excessive flow of incoming information might be warping our brains, young and old. We're going to take a look at how to counteract the damage. Plus, the City Council in Arma votes to increase electric rates for residents. We'll hear from the city on that decision. And we're going to visit Water Garden's annual Empty Bowls event. Join us, KOAM News at 5.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dal. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.